What's going on, guys? Alex Eubank here. Today I've got a quick video on how to become more vascular. Alright, so vascularity, it's like, having your veins pop up. A lot of people like to kind of shoot for this because it kind of looks, I guess it would make you look a little bit more attractive. When you have a t-shirt on, you can see your arm veins, veins in your biceps and stuff like that. Pretty sure the females like it a little bit. And then it's just kind of like, it makes you feel a little better, makes you feel a little bit more muscular. When you see a guy who's kind of pretty veiny, pretty vascular, walking down the road, you usually kind of know that he works out and lives. So a lot of people kind of are interested in becoming more vascular. All right, so first we're going to be going through some of the main things, the more obvious ones. So obviously body fat is a big role. The higher body fat you are, the less vascular you're going to be, just because you have fat covering your veins and your muscles more. So the leaner you get, the more your veins are going to pop. So I personally use veins kind of to show or to tell my body or to tell me what body fat I'm at. So whenever I'm around 12% body fat, I know is when these little veins below my belly button, like my lower abs, start to come up. They'll be more profound. They'll kind of pop up a little bit more. So the leaner you get, the more it's easier for your veins to pop up. And the other thing is to build more muscle mass. The more muscle you have, the more that muscle's kind of pushing up the veins, and it's just easier for them to show. If you're super skinny, you could be kind of vascular too, but you're not going to be getting too many veins, on your biceps or in your shoulders and chest and stuff like that, because once you get enough muscle mass and lean enough, your muscle's going to push it up, and it's going to be easier for it to see because you have lower body fat. So those kind of play hand in hand. So if you're just working out regularly, over time you should be getting more vascular. All right, so this is like a pretty big one. So this is nitric oxide supplements, like citrulline. So if you take L-arginine, it's an amino acid. It is a vasodilator, converts to nitric oxide. Now what this means is when you consume these supplements, they're like pump supplements or pump products. You can find them in some pre-workouts or some pump formulas. A vasodilator widens your blood vessels, meaning it's easier for blood to flow. So when you take these supplements on a daily basis, your veins are going to be more open. It's easier for blood to flow. You get better pumps. It just looks better. Your veins will pop a little bit more. So if you're looking for a supplement to take to get more vascular, look for something with L-arginine in it. I think that's how you say it, or citrulline, and just look for nitric oxide boosters online. I'll pop up a few right here if you want to look at check these out, and I'll put some of the links in the description down below. Next thing is going to be carbs. So when you eat carbs, carbs are really good at like retaining water, and it also refills your muscles with glycogen. So if you ever hear someone being flat, it's because they're kind of soft looking, they don't look as good. But when you eat carbs, it loads up into your muscle fibers and your muscle tissue. It'll make you look a little bit harder, a little bit fuller, a little bit more rounder. And then you can kind of manipulate your water and sodium intake. Your muscles hold a lot of water, but the way water and sodium work within each other, that's more complicated. But I'd say to try to stay hydrated, keep your sodium intake at a regular level. I have heard from some bodybuilders that I used to follow that they would take a few teaspoons of salt before a workout to get a better pump. I don't exactly know the science behind that. That might be something you could try. But I'd say to stay hydrated, be hydrated, and consume carbs, because that's going to help you. They go right to your muscle, make you look more fuller, harder, and yeah. The next thing we're going to be going over is heat. So in order to be more vascular, you kind of need to be warm. So my body personally gives off a lot of heat, so I can kind of be pretty vascular even when I'm not working out. One thing you can do is maybe try wearing a hoodie before you go to the gym. If you're trying to look vascular before you get your pump on. Staying warm is really key though, because if you're cold, your veins are going to try to hide away a little bit, because your veins give off heat. So the reason why your veins will come out when you're hot is because they go closer to the surface, so that you're when your blood's running through your veins, it's easier for your body to kind of get rid of that extra heat. When you're colder, they're going to kind of suck down a little bit and try to keep that heat instead of releasing it. So heat definitely plays a really big role in how vascular you are. Oh, another thing is genetics. So some people, you can't change your veins. So if you don't have like on my right bicep, I have my the main vein that goes down the arm, which most people I'm pretty sure have, and then I have one that crosses it. So not everyone's gonna be able to get this cross that comes down. I have some veins that people can't get because it's genetics. So if you see someone with super ripped arms and their veins are crossing weird ways, you can't get that if you don't have the genetics of those veins, because you can't change the ways your veins are placed, right? So just because you see someone with like super shredded like shoulders and all these veins, like spider looking veins, not everyone can get that. Veins are definitely genetic. So yeah, that just plays a role in it as well. Training, so I always talk about pump training. Basically it's like a type of style, just go higher rep, 12-15 reps. You're focusing more on the time under tension, not just lifting the weight, like you're really focusing on each rep, the stretch and the contraction. In between sets, you can start contracting. So like say when I do a bench press, if I'm doing like an incline bench for like 12 reps, right? After, between my sets, I'll flex my chest for like 15 seconds right after the set. You just flex as hard as you can. It's gonna really push that blood into your chest. You can do the same thing for biceps. You do your curls afterwards, just really flex them as much as you can because it forces that blood into the muscle. So pump training is really great for becoming more vascular as well. Out of all these tips, I'd say the biggest ones, the most important ones is get to a low body fat. That's gonna be 100% the biggest thing. If you don't get to a low enough body fat, I'd say around 13% is when you'll start seeing a little bit of veins. The lower the better for veins, and then increasing your muscle mass is really important. And then if you want to get one of these nitric oxide boosters or pump supplements, stuff like that, those are also going to be key. So yeah, that's this little video. It's pretty short. I'll be posting later this week. I've been running out of some like ideas, so I just kind of thought of this to put it up. But I'll come out with a workout video later this week, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys are staying safe during this quarantine. God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next video.